Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me for my Try It Out Tuesday series. Now today I'm going to be making a turkey card. Yep. But good news is any stamp will work. Bad news is this is a stamp set from Your Next Stamp, and unfortunately this was a retired stamp set. I got a really good deal on it, but I couldn't find it for you guys. But if you have any kind of a turkey in your stamp sets, this card is a pretty basic layout and it'll work just fine. So we're going to jump in and do some stamping. Now I grabbed a panel. Now this, well, it's just a piece of cardstock. It's a craft cardstock. It's a Nina Desert Storm, a 100-pound cardstock. It's my favorite craft paper. And so we're going to stamp our image on that using Memento Tuxedo black ink. I'm going to color in this guy using my Prismacolor pencils. I only have a small set. It's a set of 12, but they work great for me. I have haven't had any need to expand on my colored pencils. I don't use them very often, so the set of 12 works out great for me. But I'm just coloring in, shading in and coloring in his body with both browns, and then I'm going to color in his feathers with yellows and reds and oranges. And I did top it off, his feathers, with my white colored pencil. So he's all done, very easy to color in, and I die cut him out. So cute. And I thought I'm going to color in his eyes right now. Now for his eyes, I did this before. I just used my Nuvo crystal drops. I use my Simply Whites for the base of his eyes, and then I go in with the Ebony Black Nuvo crystal drops and dot the centers of those eyes with the black. Now since his eyes are so small, I'm just using my craft pick to add the black to his eyes. But this is a fun way to add little dimension on any kind of critter's eyes. Love this effect. So there he is. I'm going to set him aside so he can dry a little bit, and then I'm going to work on my card panel. Now I have these stitch rectangle dies. I've got a lot of inquiries about my dies, and so these are from the Stamps of Life, and I will leave a link below to where you can check them out. But love these dies. The stitching on them is on the larger side, but I use them quite often. I cut out my panel with the same craft cardstock there, and then I went through my stash and found this paper pad that had a lot of pretty fall colors, and so I'm going to grab an orange pattern paper and then a yellow pattern paper. Now this paper pad, I looked at the date and it was 2012. I mean, my paper pad stash is huge, and I need to use them, so I thought it'd be great to use it for this card. You can see here it's like a two-toned orange pattern. I'm going to take a size smaller rectangle die and cut out a panel with the pattern paper there, and then I am going to I want a large circle for my turkey. I want to call him a chicken. I need a larger circle for my turkey. So I'm going to cut out a window in that panel as well. Okay, once we have that done, I'm going to do some stamping. Now the sentiment in here says "Gobble gobble till you wobble," which I thought was so fun and adorable. And so I thought it'd be fun to just add the "Gobble gobble" to the front part of this panel. So we're going to do some stamping. I did cut my stamp, so the sentiment just says "Gobble gobble." Now for the ink for this, I'm going to be using a Stampin' Up! Ink. It's Always Artichoke, and nice green. But the nice thing about this is when I add it to the orange pattern paper, it kind of turns to a brown color, and so it kind of tones down a green, which I really liked. I just stamped that all over my panel. Love that look. That's a fun little card. Now I'm just going to take my tape runner and adhere that panel to my craft panel there. Lovely. Now once we have that done, I want to create a smaller circle that fits my turkey. So I'm going to grab my circle dies. These dies are from Cottage Cuts, and I use these quite often too. If I can find them, I'll leave a link below for those dies as well. But I just cut out a circle. So now my craft paper is showing still on the inside of the circle there. For my base, again, I'm going to be using that Nina Desert Storm 100-pound cardstock. I cut and scored it to make it an A2 size card. I'm putting my panel on top of my card base, and I drew a circle just so I know where to place the die. Now I'm placing the die, a smaller die, well actually it's the same size, but I'm going to place it directly on my card base. Now what's this going to do is cut out my circle on top, but it's going to leave an indent on the inside of my card. And I think that I love that effect. Now I would test this out before you try it, because all die cut machines are different, and so you don't want to, you know, have two circles in this panel. I did cut out a smaller frame with my yellow pattern paper there, and using my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, I'm just going to add that to that panel there. Lovely. Now I'm going to flip that over, pop it up with some foam tape, and place that on my card base. So we have a nice little window card here. Now I wanted to make that window pop a little bit, so I'm taking my white gel pen and I'm doing a little bit of faux stitching around that circle, and you can see how much it just stands out now. Now I want to stamp the inside of my sentiment. I'm going to use the rest of the sentiment from Gobble Gobble, so the inside will say "Till you wobble." I thought that's so fun. And so I'm just using the same ink, always artichoke there. I'm going to stamp that, and there's our inside sentiment. Lovely. Now I thought a wobble would go great with my Gobble Gobble, and if you can say that fast 10 times, let me know. But I'm going to place that wobble behind my little turkey. I'm going to trim it down a little bit. Place that in the center of my window. And now we have a wobbling turkey, and I think that's so fun. Love that. Now to bring it all together, I have some brown and white baker's twine. It's on the thicker side, but I just wrapped it around my card base twice, and then I tied a bow. And then I thought it needed a little bit more, and so from my stash I have a scallop edge die. I'm going to cut that out with a piece of the same craft paper, and I'm going to place that right below, or right underneath my baker's twine there. And that's it. That's my card for today. Now remember, I'm sorry about not being able to give you a link to the stamp set, but any kind of turkey would work great for this card. I wish you a fantastic day. If you like this tutorial, give me a thumbs up, and if you're new and want to see more, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you again real soon, guys. Bye-bye.